It's currently 1 degree right now. And yesterday, when I got to take my daughter to the orthodontist, it was -3 degrees most of the trip out there. It was freezing. It was a freezing cold day. And apparently, lots of people cancel their dentist appointments and orthodontist appointments when it's a cold day because they don't want to go outside. But I actually called in the morning to make sure that the orthodontist was still open because I thought it would be such a waste if I went all the way to town. It's only half an hour, but that's a whole hour there and back, and that would be a bummer if they were closed. So I was pretty glad that they were open. Anyway, it was such a lovely day spending time with my daughter. I don't know all the way how to explain it, but I've been struggling lately with life in general, like not knowing if I really love life or not, which is a really sad and depressing thing. So anyway, moving on. Yesterday was interesting because we did our homeschool in the morning, and then my husband was going to take my daughter out to get her braces on, and I was kind of sad by that because I told her that I would go get her ice cream, and really I wanted ice cream too. So we went. Okay, so let me back up a minute there. So a couple hours before my husband was supposed to come home in order to take my daughter to the orthodontist appointment, and he decided that he was going to take her, and then he got home, and then we had lunch, and then he decided, you know what, you can take her. And that threw me off because I was like, wait, what? And so then I was like, I gotta change the baby's diaper, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do everything. And oh man, right before we left, I had put a bunch of wood on the fireplace, and yesterday morning my kids were playing with candle wax, which was really dumb, and they put it on the fireplace, and well, it started smoking a lot because I hadn't had it super hot, I guess, throughout the day, even though I should have, because it was like -3 degrees most of the day. It was such a cold day. I think it's the coldest day of the year, pretty much. And well, my daughter got braces on the coldest day of the year, and then we went out for ice cream. So I'll tell you what happened when we were getting braces. We got there. I left early because I figured I could only drive 50 miles per hour instead of the normal 65. And there was actually a person driving on the road who decided that 40 to 45 was their max speed. So I got stuck behind them, and I didn't really want to pass them. But then there was a 2-lane part of the highway, and I decided to pass them. And on the one side of the highway, there was a lot of little miniature snowdrifts. They were so adorable, but they were less adorable to drive over. It was kind of strange feeling. It was like blum, 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 blum. Anyway, I made it safely around them, me and my minivan, because I'm a mom and now I get to drive a minivan and they're great. So anyway, we got there with 13 minutes to spare, and I will say normally I'm barely on time, which basically I'm usually late. So I get there on time yesterday, and that was pretty fun, getting there on time and not being all stressed out about being late. Yeah, that was pretty good. Anyway, I got there and signed in. Not really, I didn't have to sign in, but we walked up, and then there was nobody sitting at the desk of the orthodontist office, and there was a person that was standing at the water sink, and she was emptying out the coffee pot. Apparently it was lunch break or something, because then she said the others are actually still off at lunch, and they're not going to be back until about 2, which was when our appointment was, so that's fine. So I got to go talk to the financial person, and guess what? Guess how much braces cost? They're like $6,000. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I think our insurance is pretty lame, and they only paid $1,000 of it. So we got to pay $5,000. But if you pay it all at one time, then they subtract like over $100, which I'm all for saving $100. So anyway, I used my credit card because that sounds like a great idea to put $5,000 on it. But don't worry, we're gonna have our tax return coming back soon, so that'll pay off the credit card. Anyway, so finances are great fun. So I was talking to the lady, and she was super nice. I think her name was Julie, and she was super relatable. And she was talking about all sorts of stuff, and when I gave her the card, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like buying a new car, but not like a used car. And she was like, yeah, cars are so expensive right now. And I was like, yeah, we haven't really bought a car for 10 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. Well, we bought one 5 years ago. It was a truck. It is a truck. Yeah, we still have it. We wrecked it once, but it still works, so yay. Anyway, after that, I got to go and meet up with my 12-year-old in the back, because that's where she got to go get her braces on. She had to go get some pictures. I guess they do like a panorama type picture that goes all the way around her mouth to see where her teeth are. It's kind of interesting. So I had braces, and I have stopped wearing my retainer, so that's what I get. I have a tooth that's kind of sticking in. You can probably see it. It's kind of awkward. But anyway, I had to get 8 teeth pulled, so I don't have as many teeth as other people. As some people. My husband has 8 more teeth than me, because I got 4 teeth pulled for my braces, and then 8 teeth pulled. Or wait, 4 more teeth were just my wisdom teeth. So 4 plus 4 is 8. I'm super good at math. Yep, I love math. Love it. I actually do. I'm not even joking. I love math. I took calculus and stuff, and I loved it. It was so much fun. Anyway, but then I didn't do anything with it, with my life. Now I'm just a mom. So anyway, yeah, that's funny sounding. So I was sitting there in the back with my daughter, and then the nice lady, I don't know if she's called a hygienist. Maybe she's just called an assistant, a braces assistant. Is that what they're called? I don't know. Let me know if you know what they're called, because then I don't have to Google it later. So I was watching everything, and I was kind of intrigued by the process, because I had braces when I was like 10, so that's 25 years ago. That's crazy. I feel so old. Not really. It's a quarter century ago. A little bit has changed in the process since I was 10. And well, they have interesting stuff to do it all. So they polished her teeth, and then they put this green soap on them, which was kind of weird. And then they washed that off, and then they dried her teeth, and then they put a primer on it, and then they opened up the braces thing, which was also very intriguing to look at. And they had like 10, I don't know how many slots. How many teeth do people have? That's how many slots they had. And then each little slot, they had the top where you had to open it, like it was all sealed up, which was interesting. And each bracket already has the glue on it, so they just put it right onto the teeth. And then after the assistant does that, then she calls the orthodontist, and he comes and puts it directly on the tooth the way it's supposed to be, like slides it around a little bit and whatnot. And then after all that, which takes 45 minutes, then they put the UV light on it to harden the glue. That's how it happens, just so you know. That's how it happens. So, anyway, after that whole hour, well, then, yeah, I guess there's more time, because then it was another 45 minutes of putting the wire on and putting all the rubber bands on. And after all of that, okay, yeah, the wire, you have to cut it. And this was my favorite part. When I was a kid, they didn't curl it at the end, and now they do. That is so nice of them to curl the wire. I remember having a pokey wire a couple times, and that hurts in the back of your cheek. Yeah, not fun. But now they curl it. So I was telling my mom, I was like, man, whoever invented that in the past 25 years, they're probably doing really well. Like, if they were able to sell it to all the orthodontists in the whole US and anywhere else, pretty impressive. It was also kind of interesting because the first braces ever invented were made of gold. Pretty interesting, right? Okay, so, here's another statistic that I learned while reading the writing on the wall, because they literally had it written on the wall at the orthodontist office. It was dry erase marker. I was thinking about running my finger on it, but I figured that would be really rude. So, anyway, it said that all orthodontists are dentists, but only 6% of dentists are orthodontists. So now you know a meaningless statistic to share with all your friends. It'll be great. Super fun. So we got all that done, and then we had to do a PowerPoint. That was also really funny because my daughter was pretty spaced out for some reason at that point, and I was like, man, they're gonna think this homeschool kid has ADHD or something, because she could not focus. It was embarrassing. It's like I have ADHD or something. My mom thinks she has ADHD, and I'm like, wow, that's funny. ADHD. I feel like everybody could have it, but I don't know. So we finally left there after an hour and a half of appointments and everything. Oh yeah, at the end, during the PowerPoint, they let my daughter pick out a hat or a t-shirt, and I was certain that she would pick out a t-shirt, but apparently I was wrong. So my certainty was very much not correct. I hate it when that happens. And she chose a hat. And at first I was like, ew, why? And then it looks so cute on her. I was shocked at how adorable she looked. I'd show you a picture, but I don't want to. Because then I'd have to edit the video in a weird way or something. Okay. But also I don't want to put my daughter on the internet in a weird way. Yep. All crazy stuff. Thinking about parenting and stuff. And posting pictures on the internet. It's all creepy and stuff. Anyway. So then after the orthodontist, I went to Walmart, because that's the best place to go after you go to the orthodontist, right? Nah, but real. But for real, I went and bought my daughter a bunch of applesauce, because I was pretty sure she was going to be really sore. And sure enough, braces make you very sore. So we got applesauce and a bunch of other stuff, and food and sardines. She likes sardines. And oysters. She wanted to try oysters this time, and turns out she likes them. They're pretty chewy and weird and soft and have an interesting flavor. I actually like oyster soup or oyster stew. It's pretty good. So we finally got done at Walmart after like 45 minutes, and my daughter, on the way to town, she said, Mom, can we get coffee, like iced coffee like you sometimes get? And I said, it'll keep you up at night. And she said, no, it won't. And I was like, if that's what you want. So we were going to go get iced coffee, and then she decided, actually, I think I'd rather have a milkshake. And I said, okay, great. So we went to Dairy Queen, and it was interesting picking out food because I hardly ever go out to eat, but oh my goodness, I ordered a number one, and I got a blizzard instead of a drink because I like doing that. And my daughter got the meal deal, which was for $7, and then she upcharged for a milkshake instead of the drink, and so she had an ice cream sundae and a milkshake because that's what the meal deal came with, a sundae and fries and a burger and a soda. So she didn't get a soda and she got a milkshake instead, so she had 2 ice creams, and that was super healthy, right? But actually she couldn't eat the hamburger and fries because her mouth hurt so bad. We were walking around Walmart for like 45 minutes, and apparently that was enough time to set in for the teeth to start hurting. Poor girl. She didn't get to eat yummy food. But oh man, yeah, my number one hamburger at Dairy Queen was so delicious. I loved it so much. I actually made a fried chicken sandwich tonight for dinner, and it was really delicious too. But I cooked it in canola oil, and that was a bad idea because it's unhealthy, and I shouldn't have bought the canola oil, but I did, and now I threw it away because I want to be healthy. It's so crazy thinking about canola oil and oils in general. But yep, that was pretty much our day. So we drove home and unloaded groceries, and my daughter was feeling the pain, and I remember telling her, I don't think I took any medication, and she immediately said, yeah, I'm not going to either. But last night at midnight or so, she came into my room and was like, my teeth hurt so bad. And I was sleeping, and I kind of woke up and I said, okay, go take acetaminophen. And so she did. And then apparently she came to my bed and slept with me. And then I woke up and my 12-year-old was in my bed with me, and I remembered her putting her head near me, and I was like, get your head off of me. But I was sleeping, so I wasn't that angry. But I woke up and saw that she was there, and then I went out and I made breakfast, and she woke up right then also and said, sorry I took your bed. I'm like, it's okay. It's been a long time since she slept with me. We actually have all our kids sleep with us because, like, when they're babies, not now, like babies up until about 3, and then we're like, okay, all done. Especially when they're super little. It's fine. But my oldest, she had to get out of my bed when she was about 18 months old because she is a little squirm person. She squirms all night long, and she will kick you and hit you, and it is obnoxious. But now she has braces, so I guess it works out. No, I'm just joking. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I don't know if you're still watching this video, but I hope you are doing well, and I hope you know how important you are to somebody in your life. Okay, have a great rest of your evening or morning or day, whatever it may be. Okay, bye.